It's a very special night, and this is the first because the big night is going to be in November when we take back our country.
They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. They spent almost $50 million attacking us. No one's faced that much all the way just through Iowa. You helped us get a ticket punched out of the Hawkeye State. We have a lot of work to do.
Our campaign is the last best hope of stopping the Trump-Biden nightmare. Thank you, Iowa. We're going to continue on. We're going to make you proud, and we're off to New Hampshire. Thank you very much.
It's almost like there's nothing can stop Trump. 51% voted for him, double the widest margin in the caucus's history. What's your takeaway?
Yeah, the only real surprise last night wasn't who came in first. We all knew that. We were all kind of waiting to see who would come in second. But the biggest surprise was just how little time it took for the TV networks and the Associated Press, who we rely on at Bloomberg, to call the race for President Trump. It took 31 minutes after the caucuses started, which means that most people were still in Iowa, were still caucusing. They were still meeting with their neighbors in this unusual process that they have in Iowa to talk about the candidates and to cast their votes. And it had barely started before we knew Trump was going to be the winner. And then later on, we learned that it was going to be Ron DeSantis in second place and Nikki Haley in third place. And as you just heard Ron DeSantis saying he got his ticket punched in New Hampshire, that's the way Iowa tends to work, is that we say that there's 3 tickets out of Iowa, and now we have 3 tickets, 3 candidates going to New Hampshire on the 23rd for the first in the nation New Hampshire primary. But one of these two, Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley, has got to step up and prove that they can get the support to take on Donald Trump, or else this is going to be a very quick nomination fight.
Well, Gregory, I have good news for you. If you're heading to New Hampshire, instead of -8 degrees, it will be a wonderful 23 degrees. What a joy you have on that campaign trail. Exactly. How does this set up for New Hampshire? I mean, is there any reason to expect, besides the slight change in weather, that there would be a change in outcome?
Well, you know, we're getting to the phase of the calendar where usually things start to get really dynamic, where candidates can really take off and shoot up in the polls, or campaigns can completely collapse in the span of a week or even a few days. But this is a very unusual primary season in that the front runner in former President Trump is so well known to Republican caucus goers and primary voters in New Hampshire. And so there's little reason to believe that the fundamental dynamics will change, except that Nikki Haley has been shooting up in the polls in New Hampshire. So certainly she has the momentum there, and she will be closely watching New Hampshire to see if she can make it close enough to Trump before then the next month the race moves down to South Carolina. Now that's Nikki Haley's home state, and if she can hold her own there, then maybe going to Super Tuesday in early March, then maybe we have a race. But that's still a big uphill climb for Haley or for DeSantis.